And Pete Williams, there was an argument today, D.C., three-judge panel, Circuit Court of Appeals in D.C., and it seems as if the courts are desperately trying not to get involved. Are they going to be able to avoid, though, having to?
Well, they are involved. The question is, are they going to be involved in deciding whether the committee gets the documents or not? And I think the answer to that is probably no. This was an argument scheduled for an hour. It went 3.5 hours. It shows you how seriously the three-judge panel took it. I think there's two questions they had. Is number one, does President Trump even have the authority to sue at all over President Biden's decision to waive executive privilege? It could be one of the judges said all he can sue over is if the archivist doesn't follow all the rules in the Presidential Records Act and give the former president a chance to object. Of course, that's already happened. But at least one of the judges said that's one possible reading of all he can do. But assuming that he can come into court and say, no, the former president's view should prevail, the current president is wrong, the court seemed really to struggle with that and was quite skeptical of the arguments by Trump's former lawyers. Judge Patricia Millett had this hypothetical. She said, suppose there is some foreign policy crisis, like overflights over a foreign country, and the foreign country in the past actually gave us the overflight rights and then denied it in public and said we violated their sanctity. Could the current president say, I want to release the document from the former administration about this. I want to make it public. But what if the former president objects? Several members of the court said, you know, in what other area does a former president get to override the wishes of the current president on some foreign policy crisis? So for those and a number of other hypotheticals, I think it's pretty clear that this three-judge panel is going to say President Trump can't block these documents. And then his lawyers were asking toward the end of the argument, how soon can we get to the Supreme Court?